Good afternoon. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Tumi Tladi. And if this video is the first video of mine that you're currently watching, I'm gonna urge you to watch my other previous videos because there's a good content there, good quality content there. And with that being said, let's continue with this mini series on Web API, where in our previous videos we're talking about installers in .NET Core project. So we should mark this as done. And then now we can talk about dependency injection, because I'm not going to go anywhere or like all over the place. I'm just going to focus on this topic of dependency injection. Listen, I built this system where I taught myself a lot of things, so I'm not going to do a Google research on what dependency injection is. It's time consuming. Please watch, do your own research on what dependency injection is. I want to show you how to utilize dependency injection. And then remember that this mini series, it's a preparation for a major one, which is Xamarin series, where I get to show you how I built my mobile application, particularly Android, and what are the future plans for iOS. So we're not going to focus on this project for .NET Framework, but we're going to focus on .NET Core. So we're going to talk about dependency injection. So for something to be, for you to use dependency injection, maybe I should give myself a task to do this. Let me show you the problem in here. So the controllers, we're going to go to Web API V1. We're going to use example of feedbacks. And I'm going to show you what's wrong in .NET Framework. And then I do have dependency injection system. I need to make use of it. So let's take example these two endpoints. I'm not going to focus on them in detail, in depth. There's a video for it called feedbacks number 6. But all of this unnecessarily. All of this is not supposed to be here. This code that's being highlighted is not supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be making a call to the service and getting something that I'm looking for, which is get all feedbacks response v1, and I check if it's null, and then this is the only thing that's required in this endpoint. The same thing, okay, this we need here, but if you look at this code, we don't need it. This code, it's not supposed to be here. We need the check, we need to send to the service and get the feedback. If everything was okay, we return the status code. So this is the problem. Maybe I should give myself a task to do this. It should be fun. So that's the problem. So what is it that .NET Core is solving when it comes to dependency injection? Let's go to controller, general feedbacks v1 controller. So the first thing, but let me show you how clean it is. Look at it. I know that this is what I'm gonna be retaining, right? A list, a type of it's gonna be a list of get all feedbacks response v1. But look at what I'm doing. I'm just saying var get all feedbacks v1 await. Now let's go to the service. Let's request getting all feedbacks. That's it. Look at how clean it is. And let's do the same thing for posting. Look at post, try, and catch. Look at it. I know that this is what we're expecting from mobile application. By the way, this is going back to mobile application. These feedbacks are going back to mobile application. I will demo this live as soon as I do that video on or that series on Xamarin. But this is where now a user on my app, it's writing the feedback, it's coming through this object. And then this is what I'm doing. Let's say await, go to the feedback service, request posting a feedback, one feedback. That's it. This is dependency injection. But it's making use of the constructor injector. As you can see, there's a funny class called iFeedbacks. This is where now dependency injection starts. You need a folder called services, v1, general. I like to group them like this. For feedbacks system, I know I need a folder called feedbacks. In there, I have two files. One is interface, the other one is a class that implements this interface. So iFeedbacks service. iFeedbacks service. That's the name of the interface. And then everything is asynchronous. When I do programming, I do asynchronous programming. So the first one is a task. It returns a task of a list of get all feedbacks with the name get all feedbacks. That's it. The second one is still a task, doesn't return anything. Now this one, the name of the method post on feedback, it takes in the object. That's it. But let's look at the implementation. So this is the implementation of it. So let me close this one. So the first thing I do after I implemented this interface is that now I need my global variables. And by the way, when I program also, I use the comments to make things clear for the next developer, because I'm a clean, organized developer. I'm not a lazy developer. So I need a private read-only application DB context to talk to a database. And I need the private read-only IMapper, to map everything. We did cover a video on AutoMapper. Please watch that video. Okay, and I need a constructor now to inject these two guys. First, I'm injecting application DB context, and I'm also injecting the mapper from IMapper. And then after that, then I now make use of those implementation. I then make use of. You see, my English now wants to run out of airtime. Now I'm making use of that method from the interface. Get all feedbacks. It's asynchronous. So that's it. I'm requesting all the feedbacks. I'm doing everything I need to do. I'm even mapping. I'm doing everything. And what I do, I just return a list. See, it's a list of feedbacks. That's it. And for posting, I don't want to get into this in detail, because like I said, I'll do this in detail when I get to feedbacks. But now I'm just talking about everything that makes up a dependency injection. So for posting, because we're expecting this object, when it comes through, we're gonna now map everything, and we're gonna send now to a database. We're gonna save the changes, and that's it. We are done. And that's how we end up having this guy being injected. Also, in here, private read-only feedbacks service. We need this guy, and we use a constructor injector to inject that guy, and that's how we have access to it. But how do we register this? That you asked. We go to installers. We go to DB installer. So this is how I register my services, all of them. I'll keep on coming to this class to show you how everything is being wired up. So for feedbacks, this is where we are. Services.add scoped, using this guy, adds a scope service of the type specified in iFeedbacks with an implementation type specified in feedbacks to a specified iService collection. And we do have iService collection. And this is how I register it. That's it. So this was everything about dependency injection. I'm sure this video is the only video that's very short in the entire channel. But I just want to focus on one thing only, which is, let's talk about dependency injection. DI in .NET Core. Unfortunately, like I explained, I did not implement that in .NET Framework. Maybe I would make time, to do that, Okay, with that being said, thank you very much for staying with me. If this video was absolutely what you were looking for, please, I'm gonna ask you to like it, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment if you have any question, a thought, subscribe, and tell your fellow developers to share. I do share my videos on LinkedIn. Please share on your social media platforms, and then click on that notification bell to be notified on daily videos that gets to be dropped every single day on weekdays. With that being said, thank you very much. Until